टकराए बिन कश्ती पार नहीं होती, बिन मेहनत के फुलवारी कभी गुलजार नहीं होती। जो शेर जिगर ना हो तो कभी ललकार नहीं होती, हीरे को तराशे बिन तुम्हें चमकार नहीं होती। बिन प्रयासों के कुछ भी कभी हासिल नहीं होता, कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती। गिरते हैं शहसवार मैदान जंग में, वो तिफल ही क्या गिरे जो घुटनों के बल चले। ओ इरादे बुलंद जो ना हो अगर, तो फतह फिर कैसे मिले। कायर की कभी भी दुनिया में जय जयकार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती।
Hi everyone, good evening, namaste, सत श्री अकाल, आदाब, वेलकम टू द आरडीटी शो। कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती। सबसे पहले आप सभी को दिवाली की हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं। और आप कैसे हो? होप सो आप सभी अच्छे ही होंगे। और दोस्तों, हमारे बीच आज एक ऐसी शख्सियत जुड़ने वाली है जो इंडियन कल्चर को फॉलो कर रही है और हम सब के लिए एक इंस्पिरेशन है। जी हाँ, मैं बात कर रही हूँ ओडिसी डांसर मिस करीन लैम्बलैंड की, जो कि हमारे साथ फ्रांस से जुड़ रही है। तो दोस्तों, मिलते हैं हमारी आज की गेस्ट से और जानते हैं उनकी इंस्पायरिंग जर्नी के बारे में। हेलो, गुड इवनिंग मैम।
Hello, good
गुड
evening.
इवनिंग, हाउ आर यू?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
आई एम ऑल्सो गुड एंड फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल हैप्पी दिवाली टू यू।
Same to you, thank you.
यस यस। मैम, माय शोज थीम इज कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती, मीन्स दोज हु ट्राई हार्ड नेवर लूज। आई वुड लाइक टू नो दैट देयर मस्ट हैव बीन मोमेंट इन योर लाइफ when you had tried and never gave up.
When I've tried and never give up, well, I
Yes,
think
yes.
I think Odyssey Dance is the perfect example of trying and never giving up. Because it's
Right.
it's quite demanding, and especially when you start it late, when you're in your 20s already. Um, well, at first you just want to cry because you don't um, get the technique, you don't get the cultural element to understand it. So you have
Right.
to try hard, but then it's very rewarding after some years because you're part of a community and you're doing kind of well.
Yes. Oh, great, ma'am. And thank you so much. You are an inspiration for us. Talking about your journey, you are an inspiration to all of us. First of all, I would like to take you back to your childhood. How was your childhood?
My childhood was a very normal, lower, very lower middle class French family.
Okay.
What can I tell you? I was a child and I went to school and that's it. And in my family, nobody
Yes.
is an artist, no one, and no one is very much interested in foreign cultures. Because for us, Indian culture is obviously foreign, right? So
Yes.
nobody
Yes.
knows about India. Nobody knows anything about that. It's a very normal kind of family. Like you watch TV on Sunday and you go and sometimes you watch football games and rugby games and this kind of team masculine kind of things. And it's not, I have to be honest, and I think my childhood is full of patriarchy. And
Okay.
so yeah, and so and very down to earth kind of people. I mean, they have the
Oh,
qualities, they do have the qualities, but I have to say I was always a little bit different. So I have to pretend to be normal. But as soon as I learned enough of English, and as soon as I was officially an adult, I could do my things, and I could discover other cultures. And I started discovering Spanish culture, which is like I am from south of France, so it's very close to Spain. And so it was the
Okay.
first access to another possibility of expressing myself. So, and then
Oh,
I discovered Indian culture and traveled.
oh, wow, that's great. You are following Indian culture, which is a big thing in itself. First of
Yeah.
all, I want to know about your study and background, and especially France and France culture. Then I want to know Indian culture.
Can you repeat your question about France and Indian culture?
Yes, 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 yes. First of all, I would like to know about your study and background.
Yeah, right.
Yes,
So,
yes.
um, I'm not finished as far as my studies are concerned. I'm now a PhD
Okay.
student, and my subject is Odissi dance, and I study it from identity perspectives as well as aesthetical perspectives. So it's not finished, and right now, because I'm also a teacher here in France, so in a different subject at all. Yeah, and so now it's the holidays, and I have to write my PhD thesis. So it's almost the end. I have to finish this year. But
Oh, wow.
still I'm continuing studying, and I think I will never stop.
Oh, great. Who's your main inspiration, ma'am?
A
Who's
person.
inspire you? Yes, inspiration.
I cannot mention only one person, but I think I don't know. I really don't know. I think all the Odyssey dancers are great inspiration, and as well as
Okay.
great scientists, and especially women in dance and women in
Yes.
science. Uh, these are my models, and I do not feel too close to any male models because I'm not a male myself. So I want the
Oh,
voice of I want the voices of females, artists and scientists to be heard everywhere in the world. So these are my models, but I cannot give you names, only one or two names. No, there are all the women who are doing well and fighting for what they think and doing the things right. Like they are my models.
oh, oh. Yes, and you are following Indian culture, which is a big thing in itself. I would like to know how did you become inclined toward Odissi dance?
Yeah. So as I told you, in my
Yes,
family, I had no chance to discover any other dancing culture at all. So I first
yes.
started with learning a bit of Spanish dance, the popular form of it, like Sevillanas already. It's close to flamenco, but it's not exactly flamenco. So if you can imagine that. And it was also the beginning of YouTube at the time and the internet. So I just searched the internet to discover what were the origins of Sevillanas, and one of the possible origins for it is the gypsy dance. And I discovered that there are so many different gypsy dances. And if you
Okay.
go on YouTube and you watch videos, then you can follow the trail of the gypsies, and this trail goes back to India with the Kalbelia
Oh,
people in the north in Rajasthan. And actually, on YouTube, I discovered that in India, there are so many different dances, not only gypsy dances, obviously. And I discovered the classical dances. So I watched videos of the 8 classical
oh,
dances. And yeah, so very simple, just like that. And I kind of fell in love with Odissi. So that's it.
oh,
Basically, that's just it. Thanks
oh.
to the internet. The internet was a great tool.
Yes, yes, yes. Right, ma'am. And you are doing a great job.
Thank you.
Really hats off, ma'am. Yes, uh, actually, our Indian culture is very rich.
Is what?
Our Indian culture is very rich, ma'am.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, yes. And first of all, I would like to know about your culture.
What exactly? Because it's
Yes,
also
in
quite
how
vast. Like I think all the cultures in the
that
world are
culture. Yes,
vast, and they deserve interest. And
Oh,
so what shall I tell you
and
about French culture?
yes, yes. You came to India too, and how did you like India?
Yeah, but
I
it was
think
not my point
before
to
5 years, yes, back.
yeah, it was not my point to like or not to like India, because it's a country and it's a culture, and there are always positive and negative aspects everywhere. So India is
Yes,
no exception for it. So there are many things I love. I love the food. I love the clothes. I love the music. All the aspects of classical culture, I have to say, I relate. But there are other things I do not like. I do not like racism in India. I do not like religious craziness, like especially with your new, not new, but your prime minister. I think I don't like his policy at all. uh,
okay.
I'm, yeah, because it's extremists, like the extremists. I do not like them.
Yes.
Um, but so it's too vast a question for me to answer in detail. But there are things I like and things I do not like, and it's the same in France. There are
Okay.
things I like and things I do not like.
Oh, coming to Odissi dance, I want to know about Odissi dance. According to you, what is a Odissi dance? What is
That's a
the
very
definition of Odissi dance?
yeah, that's
And
a big question.
who was your first teacher?
Yeah. So that's a very big question. What is Odissi dance? It's there are many different theories about it. Actually, the official trend would be to say that it's a reconstruction of some very old and sacred dance that existed 2,000 years ago. But it's too pretty to be real. It's
Yes.
not possible. It happened that way. So actually, Odissi. Was created after the decolonization when the British left, and India had this need, which is understandable, to express its own identity. And one of the means to express the identity was through the arts, right? So it's the same story for Kathak or Bharatanatyam or all the classical dances, all part of this identity question. And Odissi
Yes.
has, yeah, and Odissi is also, well, it's meant to be pan-Indian, and it's also very regional. Like in Odissi dance, you have
Right.
this yes, you have this peculiar and specific aesthetic of Odissi. You can say it's Odia because of the roundedness in the movements, in the lyricism, in so many different things that are very important and very specific to that culture. And also the songs, they can be both in Sanskrit or in Odia, and that's also meaningful. So what is Odissi? Odissi is a discourse on dance, it's a discourse on the arts, and it's a point of view. It's a point of view, and it's a way to express an opinion on identity.
Oh, great, ma'am, and thank you so much. You did a great job, and you are also running a music academy, dance
I'm not
academy.
running an no, I'm not running an academy. I'm not
Okay,
doing that.
okay,
No. I'm just a dancer. I'm just a dancer, like
okay.
regular small dancer, and
You
that's
are
it. And
also
sometimes,
associated with a theater, I think.
when I go to India, my school is ODA, Orissa Dance Academy,
Okay,
led
okay.
by Guru Aruna Mohanty. And
Oh,
it's a very big school, and there I have lessons of very high quality, and I love the style, and the people there are great. They are great dancers, and Arunapa's choreography are always so fantastic, so it suits me very well. So I'm a student
oh.
there. I'm just a student there when I go to Bhubaneswar.
Okay. Okay, and do you know about mudra? I think like that in Odissi dance,
Can
mudra.
you repeat the mudra and then
Yes, yes. Do you like, do you know about mudra?
what do you want to know about mudras? Because there are so many things to say about them too.
Yes, like that in Odissi dance and
Well,
also classical
okay.
dance.
Yeah, in the classical dances, mudras can be used in pure dance, so they are not loaded with any meaning in pure dance, in so-called pure dance, in non-narrative and non-descriptive dance. They
Okay.
are ornamental. But in narrative dance and descriptive dance, in what we call the Abhinaya techniques, the mudras, that is to say the gestures, the hand gestures, um, well, they can be said as being empty shells in which you incorporate some meaning. So the very same mudra can
Okay.
have several meanings, and the shape, like there are the lists of classical mudras, but for the needs of a choreography, the shape can be a little bit modified sometimes to make it softer or harder. Um, so it's a way to compose an item. It's a way to think about dance, and it's a very useful tool we have in all the classical dances in India.
Oh, yes. Mm, our culture is very rich. Talking about classical dance and Kathak dance. Do you know about Kathak dance?
Kathak, yeah,
Yes.
it's from the north, but I'm not a dancer myself of Kathak.
Okay. 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 Yeah. Following Odissi dance.
Yeah, it's quite enough. I think it's a world in itself.
Okay. Uh, how difficult was your journey, ma'am? Talking
At,
about your journey.
at the
Yes.
beginning,
Yes. Yes.
yes, right.
Because Odissi dance is very difficult.
Well,
So
there are
that's
several.
why I'm
Yeah,
thinking.
there are several aspects to it because, yeah, on the one
Yes.
hand, Odissi dance is very difficult, so it's a whole challenge in itself to get involved into that art form. But also at the beginning, it's very difficult to find a good teacher because coming from the
Yes.
West, coming from France, I knew nothing
Right.
of whatever happened in India. And it happened that my first teacher, I didn't know that, but he kind of used the Western students. And he had accusations of rapes and this kind of horrible things. So I would have liked to be warned before going to him. So
Okay.
yeah, so my advice to anyone who is starting Odissi dance and who is not Indian is please ask the older dancers, the experienced ones, who can tell you about the attitudes of the teachers before. Because I was in danger actually. He was a rapist or accused of being a rapist, right? And I was very young and I was 33, not 33, 23, 24. So
Okay.
these things are very, like, that's a problem. That's a really big problem. And there is also this notion of um, like the idea the guru is a sacred person, and I totally disagree. It's just a person, it's a teacher, and you have to value his or her knowledge. But the teacher is
Right.
not sacred, it's just a person. So also don't be lured by promises of being in the tradition and being more Indian than the Indians. Like, it's okay, it's an art form. It's not, you're not going to serve anyone, you're going to learn something. It
Yeah.
makes a difference.
Right, ma'am. And you have also did a many programs. We want to know about your experience.
Of the programs, um,
Yes. Yes.
I think any dancer can relate to that. In the beginning, when you're not very experienced, you're very stressed, you're very stressful, and and Odissi is not easy at all, but the complexity of
Yes.
it makes you let it go. Like you just have let it go before you go on stage. And now that I am more experienced, I have to say that I am less stressed, and I'm just
Okay.
trying to do my best and offer the audience a program of some quality, uh, as
Yes.
best as I can do. That's it. Like I'm trying to, like, now it's
Oh,
just yeah,
and
it's
your
just about
best
being
moment
professional.
in first program.
Sorry.
And your best moment in your first program.
My first program, like,
Yes.
a first program is just a first program, you know. It's not my best program. So it was just an experience, and it was a group program. So whatever.
Okay. Yes, yes. Um, okay, great, Pam. Your first show, because whenever we do some work, it stay close to our heart, and we want to know from you that you must have also had such a moment that you remember.
Hmm. I'm sorry, but I do not have anything sensational to tell you. I have to tell you it is a
Okay.
path, and it is a long path, and it is all progressive. And you have to build your knowledge, you have to build your experience. And to me, there were no epiphany of any sorts. I had no revelation of God or no revelation of, oh, my heart is opening. No, it's never happened. So it is, but, but I am getting richer and richer, studying and learning. And
Okay.
I hope I am
Oh,
also getting better and better. And so there is
wow.
nothing romantic. There is nothing sensational. It is just being greater and
Okay.
greater, but at a very slow path, and that's it.
Oh, okay. Do you know about Bollywood industry?
Kind of. I have watched some movies.
Oh, your favorite movie and your favorite actor, actress?
I think I just watched movie from the 90s or early 20,000, so it's very old, but I remembered I watched Devdas, so I have to say it's my
Oh,
favorite. And I
wow.
like, but it's the
Devdas.
even
Also
yeah,
mine.
yeah, this one is a
Oh,
great one. Uh, I have watched other movies. I don't remember the titles, and
okay.
yeah, it's great fun, and the actors and actresses are good. Um, what can I say? So I for the last movies I watched, I don't remember the title, sorry, but they are more recent ones. I have to say I prefer the role of women's now than before, because before it was very old, cliche, and women were shy creatures being a little bit stupid. And things are changing now, which is good. We need more powerful examples. That's important because the cinema is a matter of representation, and little girls can relate to heroines who are not weak things, little things. And
Oh,
yeah, and there are other things in the world than watching romantic comedies. Like,
oh,
women should think about something else than just finding a good man. You can have a life of your own.
yes.
So I think
Would
the
you
cinema
like to
should
join
reflect that.
Bollywood? Would you like to join Bollywood?
I'm an actress in Odissi dance, but I have
As
no
an
formal,
Odissi dancer, yes.
yeah, but I have no training
I
in
think you are
theater.
also a choreographer. Yes.
Um, well, it's a big word to me, choreographer, but I led some, let's say, choreographical experiences in the university.
Okay.
So I wouldn't say I am a choreographer myself, but I did some little things that are very interesting, and it's just to think mainly.
How was your experience in choreography, ma'am?
Well, like the process of creation. I mean, some people are more qualified to talk about choreography, but for my very
Yes,
small and
choreography is
modest,
not easy task, so that's why I'm saying.
yeah, so for my very modest and small experiences, I have to say that I had to take into account Odissi has its own grammar, and it is still a living kind of art. So you have to find the right balance between creation and the respect of
Yes.
tradition, which is totally fundamental. And to do that, you have to watch and experience many choreographies that are already existing and composed by great gurus. And the best I could do was to rearrange some things in a different context, just to have a different point of view on the dance. But I wouldn't say I compose choreographies that are meant to be staged. So my answer has some limitations here.
Oh, oh, great, ma'am. And thank you so much, ma'am. And your project, dream project. I want to know about your dream project.
My dream project, I have several, but right now I want to finish my PhD thesis. It is almost done,
Oh,
but I still, yeah, it's a long time
that's
I'm
great.
working on it. I want to
Oh,
finish that, so that would be my main project. And after that, let's see, because being a
how was
doctor,
your
then,
experience? Because you're doing Odissi dance, also PhD. It's a big thing.
yeah, I'm tired.
Yes, yes.
Basically, I'm
Oh,
tired and I'm busy all the
okay.
time, so that's it.
Oh,
But it's, as you said, you have to give some efforts to obtain things.
yes,
You have to work.
right. Okay. And thank you so much, ma'am. Oh, thank you, sir. Do you know Hindi?
No,
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 I
I
think
know
you
a
don't
bit
know
of,
Hindi.
I no, I know a bit of Odia, but
Okay.
it's not so good. It's like I can manage a very bad conversation, but that's it.
Okay, okay. And your hobbies?
Uh, you mean when I have time, which is not so often? I like I I like reading a lot, and
Okay,
dancing is also, it's both my passion and my hobby, and it's also my torture sometimes. So in
okay.
dance I find everything, but I like to read and I like to watch good movies, and
Oh,
but
wow.
I'm a very simple person, and like I have no
Oh,
extravagant kind of hobbies.
oh. Thank you so much. And what message would you like to give to your listener who are associated with us, and especially those who want to learn Odissi dance?
Would say respect yourselves and don't let anyone make you things you don't want to do. If you feel uncomfortable, then there are probably good reasons for it. So walk away. There are so many good teachers everywhere. Don't hesitate
Yes,
to try different teachers before you find the one you like. And be careful with money too, because that's important. Nobody will give you any money. You'll have to give.
right.
So plan
Yes, yes.
everything very seriously. That's it. And believe in yourself also. That's a bit of a cliche, but still, be courageous.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for giving me your valuable time. It was a great experience with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so
Goodbye
much, ma'am.
then.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Have a good day for you.
Same to
थैंक यू
you.
सो मच थैंक यू सो मच एवरीवन और इसी तरह से देखते रहिए द आरडीडी शो कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती
तूफान से टकराए बिन कश्ती पार नहीं होती, बिन मेहनत के फुलवारी कभी गुलजार नहीं होती। जो शेर जिगर ना हो तो कभी ललकार नहीं होती, हीरे को तराशे बिन उसमें चमकार नहीं होती। बिन प्रयासों के कुछ भी कभी हासिल नहीं होता, कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती। गिरते हैं शहसवार मैदान जंग में, वो तिफल ही क्या गिरे जो घुटनों के बल चले। ओ इरादे बुलंद जो ना हो अगर, तो बतह फिर कैसे मिले। कायर की कभी भी दुनिया में जय जयकार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने